Hello everyone, welcome to the TriStar Gym channel. This episode we're doing the post-fight analysis video. I'm actually gonna have to do it myself because I didn't have time to post a video collecting your comments and questions on the fight. I've been traveling now the last 2 days, so I am gonna have to go freestyle on this one and just give you guys my comments on the fight. And then the next post-fight video we'll do on in the future, I'll make sure to collect your comments and questions before I do the video. So it was a great fight, very tough fight. Round one I thought was very competitive between Rockhold and Romero. It was a very competitive round. I gave round number one to Rockhold. Let me know in the comments who you guys gave round number one to. I thought it was a very competitive round. Rockhold started off really strong, then Romero started to come back and land some powerful leg kicks, and then I found that at the end I just gave a few extra good shots that landed from Rockhold's side. So I gave it to Rockhold, but I definitely thought it was a tight round, but a Rockhold round. I was comfortable giving it to Rockhold. Second round, definitely a Romero round. Romero started off really strong. He rushed Luke Rockhold with a beautiful combination, pushed Rockhold up all the way to the fence. Rockhold had that backing up mechanical issue that I talked about in the pre-fight analysis video. You saw it there again. I had assumed that he would fix it before the fight. I had assumed that he was aware of this issue, but it turned out in the Romero fight he did the same mistake in round two, and he got pinched early on against the fence, pinched hard by Romero. Romero landed some nice shots, and definitely Romero got a head start in that round. And then again Romero landed some shots later on. Definitely, clearly a Romero round. There were no takedowns in the entire fight. Okay, for those of you who didn't see round three, for those of you who didn't see the fight, round three is where it ends. Romero again rushes Rockhold. This time Rockhold was already up against the fence, and Rockhold was trying to throw a counter right hook, a check hook flowing back, and as Romero was throwing a blitzing left hand. Don't forget they were both southpaws, so it's a right hook versus left hand, straight left, and that left hand hit Rockhold like right around here, right around this area here. And this area here, you have to hit a lot harder to knock somebody out than you would on the chin, okay? And that's just the credit to Romero's power and athleticism and the level of torque that he can generate with his body. Not only does he cross the distance, not only he was able to explode in such an incredible way. His athleticism, his torque, his power, his speed, very impressive by Romero. And he landed a shot that I think would have knocked out most middleweights. It would have knocked out most middleweights. What a powerful shot. It hit Rockhold hard, and Rockhold went down. He was dazed and then ate a really hard uppercut on the way down, and that was it. The referee stops the fight. Now, first off, when I watched the fight, I saw a glaring difference in the amount of power. You could tell that the Romero, even though Romero wasn't landing as much in round one, when he did land, it was much more powerful. Rockhold was very sharp. He was looking quick in round one. His footwork was really nice. His angles were really nice. I found him to be very sharp, but not as powerful. His shots were not just not as damaging, even though he was more busy, and in the end I did give him the round. Round two, Romero showed no fatigue at all. He looked in great shape. He actually looks in the best shape of his life, actually, I would say. I think that he looked better than he looked against Whitaker. He was more disciplined in his striking, even though he wasn't, he just looked in better shape, more disciplined in his striking, better defense. His reactions were better. And, one thing about Romero, he could take a shot. On the chin, when you hit him in the head, he takes it so well. He took Whitaker's shots really well. He took Rockhold's shots really well. But it was the body shots, the leg kicks, that I thought were most damaging to Romero. And Whitaker's push kick, we saw Luke Rockhold do the push kick and to the body, and we saw Whitaker do the push kick. So Rockhold and Whitaker's push kicks both connected in the fights, but Whitaker's push kicks were far more damaging, far more penetrating, far more devastating, and I think they really caught the respect of Romero. Whereas when Rockhold attacked the body, I don't think those push kicks really bothered Romero very much. I think he took them really well. I think he probably didn't even notice a few of them, and it just wasn't the same a vicious attack to the body that Whitaker had. Now Whitaker was a righty fighting a lefty, and he had that right push kick. The right push kick when you're fighting an open stance is more powerful than the lead side push kick. So Rockhold, because he's a southpaw and Romero's a southpaw, he had to use the lead side push kick. It's inherently less powerful. However, it is quicker. It just wasn't as powerful and just didn't damage Romero. It didn't hurt Romero. We had talked about it in the pre-fight analysis. I was saying that if he uses that push kick, he could really hurt Romero, possibly. The power wasn't there. The push kick did connect, but just the power wasn't there. Whitaker's push kick, I think, worked really, really well for him to set up the later rounds. And he won the fight. I think a lot of it had to do, one of the major keys in Whitaker's victory over Romero and how to beat Romero was a strong push kick down the middle. Just a strong push kick down the middle. Romero just doesn't seem to defend them. He didn't defend Rockhold's push kicks. He just took them, but didn't have that pop. I was really impressed with Romero's speed, his footwork speed, his explosiveness, his ability to take a shot, his ability to give a shot. And, you know, Romero, his MO is just that sometimes he's just not active, and then all of a sudden he explodes violently. You know, you can see he explodes violently in round 2, and then not too much happens. Rockhold starts to get back into it, and then again, just another explosion from Romero. Romero's style is very, it's a scary one, you know. For 1 second he's doing nothing, and all of a sudden he's all over you doing something really violent, really explosive, and ends the fight. So I really think that it was the athleticism of Romero. The athleticism, the power, the torque. His technique was good. Rockhold's technique was good, but there's just another level of technique. That's really how I saw it. I would love to hear what you guys say in the comments. Let me know, and maybe I'll comment back. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to collect your comments beforehand, but I just saw it like that. You know, Romero's technique was very good, sharp, but really, at the end of the day, Romero is a 1 in a million type athlete. His explosiveness, his power, the torque, his toughness. You know, he's built like a stone. When shots hit him in the head, he just seems to walk through them. And don't forget, the one time if I remember correctly, the one time he got stopped, he got hit with a back fist. No, was that? I think I'm thinking of King Mo. Actually, I'm not remembering his loss right now. It slips my mind. I know he has one loss. I forget how it was again. No, I don't recall if it was a back fist or not. But sometimes those kind of guys, those hard hitters, you have to hit him hard with a back kick. You have to hit him hard with a spin kick. You have to hit him hard with a back fist. You got to hit him hard with a very violent shot, because peppering them all night long just doesn't slow them down, it seems. And I think Whitaker had that. Whitaker had that hard push kick down the middle. And Whitaker hurt him. Whitaker's a hard puncher. You know, he's got a lot of KOs. Whitaker hurt him at the end of, I think it was round 3. He stunned Romero and kind of wobbled him. Whereas I didn't see that potential really from Rockhold. And of course, there was no wrestling. There was no jiu-jitsu. I would have loved to see that hit the ground. I would have loved to see some type of wrestling or ground fighting. It would have been really, really interesting. Unfortunately, there was not. It was all stand-up. And there's also, you know, has Rockhold been knocked out once too many times? Is his chin gone? That's a major question you guys were writing me about. That shot he got hit with, it was no joke. You know, it wasn't one of those little shots that knocks you out and we're surprised. No, that was a hard shot. That was a hard shot, and the follow-up shot was devastating. So it's still in question, you know, where Rockhold's chin is. You know, is the weight cut too much? I heard Rockhold maybe going to 205 in the future. Is that his issue? You know, Whitaker was fighting at 170 when he went up to 185. And I've cut weight with Whitaker. You know, I've done a few camps with him, of course. He has one of the hardest weight cuts I've ever seen. The best thing he ever did, I think, was going up to 185. Maybe the recipe for Rockhold is to go up to 205. He's got a long frame. He's taller than a lot of 205ers. He's got a longer reach than a lot of 205ers. It's probably not that crazy that he goes up to 205. And maybe the weight cut to 185 is just devastating his body. It's just killing his reflexes. Maybe it's just killing his power. And you look what happened with Whitaker. Going up to 185 was really, really good for him. He's faster. He's leaner. He's faster. He's more powerful. He's quick. He doesn't slow down. It was a good move. I have a feeling that 205 will be good to Rockhold. I think it's a good. He's got nothing to lose now. You know, he's got to try it. You know, if he goes into 205 and loses, it's better than trying to campaign again for a 185 title. I think it's the wiser of the two choices. Go up to 205. Try your luck there. He's got the reach. He's got the size. He's got the length. And it'll make training camps easier. He'll be able to train more. He'll probably increase his power. He'll definitely increase his reaction times, his reflexes. I felt that in round 3, he was a little bit slower, reflex-wise. And it's not because he's not in great shape. He's in phenomenal shape. I think it's probably the weight cut. Weight cuts can affect your reaction time, in my opinion. Personally, I've seen guys have a really good reaction time in the gym, and then fight night comes, the reaction time is super slow. Why? What's the major difference? I think it's the weight cut process. Not for all guys. 90% of guys will maintain their speed that they had in the gym. But just as a coach, seeing so many fights, watching a guy's speed drop significantly from 1 week to the next, and the only thing we did different was cut weight. Because every week he was fast, and then 1 week I asked him to cut weight. On fight night, he's here now. He's a little bit slower. And for most people, they might not pick up that there's a speed difference, but after watching thousands and thousands of fights and thousands of rounds of sparring, you start to realize, hey, the guy looks slow today, the guy looks fast today. And I can tell you in round 1, if his speed is good or not today. And in round 3, I can tell you, did he maintain the speed? Did it drop? Just from watching so many fights, so many years. And you fight fans that watch a lot of fights probably also obviously notice that as well. And I just felt Rockhold's reaction time, his reflexes, seeing Romero. If you look at how he fought in round 1, he was controlling the distance much better than he did in round 3. Much better than he did in round 2. So there was a dip. There was a dip in reaction time, and I think there's probably a weight cut. So in my opinion, if I was Rockhold's coaches or I was in his position, I'll try my luck at 205. There's nothing to lose at this point. Campaigning for another 185 title might be a long journey. Try your luck at 205. Romero didn't make weight. For those of you who didn't hear, he didn't make weight, so he's not the interim champion. And he's probably going to have a hard time making 185, but his speed stayed, very consistent in this fight. But he did not make 185, in fact, actually. He did not make 185. So maybe if he actually does make 185. And don't forget, in the Whittaker fight, he did slow down significantly. Was it the push kicks? Yes. Was it the weight cut? Maybe. I'm not sure what weight he did make for Rockhold, but again, some days he on one day, if he actually makes the weight, maybe it'll affect him. We'll have to see in the future fights. But his speed was phenomenal. His endurance looked great. His reaction time looked phenomenal. He defended well. He attacked well. Romero did a great job. He was on fire that night. And congratulations to him. And I would love to see him fight Whittaker again. I think that'll be a phenomenal match of Whittaker once he's healthy again. It should be an interesting rematch. But hopefully Romero makes the weight this time. And that's about it, guys. Sorry again for not collecting your comments and questions. I had to get this video out today, and I did not have time to post a video. And so I had to put out the video today. Thank you to all the sponsors, TimTam.tech, Reebok, of course, and all our new sponsors that are coming about. New sponsors for this channel coming up soon. I will keep you guys posted on that. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode.
Bonjour, mon nom est Marc-Élie Toussaint, je suis entraîneur de sprint depuis 23 ans. Je travaille au niveau de la vitesse avec Georges Saint-Pierre depuis 4 ans. Je viens de tester le TimTam, c'est le meilleur instrument au niveau du relâchement musculaire que j'ai testé de toute ma carrière. Je le recommande à tous.
When you train a lot, you get tight. The best way to loosen up your muscle is the TimTam. Hi, I'm Georges Saint-Pierre. I'm using the TimTam machine after my training to help me with my recovery.